Next one, seventh one, the number of integer solutions of the equation 2 mod x square plus 1 is 5x square is the number of integer solutions. Okay. So, let us assume one thing, let x be greater than or equal to 0. If x is greater than or equal to 0, can I say the mod x value can be simply taken as x. So, how would this equation change? So, it will be 2x into x square plus 1 minus 5x square. Let us bring this on the left hand side, will be 0. I can take out x common, 2x square plus 2 minus 5x should be equal to 0. So, when you solve this, either x is 0 or this term is 0. So, when you try to factorize this also, x is 0 or this expression is 0. What will this expression be if you factorize it? Minus 4x minus x plus 2. So, 2x into x minus 2 minus 1 into x minus 2. So, 2x minus 1 into x minus 2. So, x can be 2 or x can be 1 by 2. So, x can be 0 also, x can be 2 also, x can be 1 by 2 also. So, we have 3 and all these 3 are belonging to this interval x greater than or equal to 0. So, they are valid solutions. So, we have 3 solutions as of now. He is asking us number of integer solutions, but so not all the 3 will be taken, we will only take this and this because we want integer solutions. Next, if you take x less than 0, so then mod x will be minus x and this equation will be minus 2x into x square plus 1 will be 5x square. Now, since I say x is less than 0, cannot be 0, we can cancel out 1x because that root, that value is anyways not possible for x. So, when you bring all terms on one side, you will get x square plus 5x, sorry, 2x square plus 5x plus 2 equal to 0. Factorize it, so it will be 2x square plus 4x plus x. So, 2x into x plus 2, x plus 2. So, x plus 2 into 2x plus 1. So, here x can be minus 2 or minus half. Again, minus half cannot be taken. So, we will only take x equal to minus 2 as a possible value. So, that is also an integer value. So, we will consider this. So, we have 3 solutions, x equal to 0, x equal to 2 and x equal to minus 2. Since he is asking us integer solutions only, we will mark the answer as 3. Next one, 8th one, Geeta sells 2 objects A and B at the same price, so selling price is same, such that she makes profit of 20% on object A and loss of 10% on object B. 20% profit, 10% loss. And also he says selling price are same. So, please understand, if I take the selling price of, cost price of A to be 100A and cost price of B to be 100B. So, what will be selling price of A? It will be 20% more than this, right? Since 20% profit is being made, 120A, and selling price will be 10% less, so 90B. Both should be equal. So, when you simplify, A by B will be 3 by 4. So, that means one of the possible values that I can take for cost prices is A equal to 3 if I put. So, I can take the value of cost price of A as 300 and this will be 400. If there is a case, 20% more, selling price will be 360 and this also 360. 20% profit, 10% loss. Now, moving on. If she increases the selling price such that objects A and B are still sold at an equal price, so that means selling price is increased, but still selling price are equal, and a profit of 10% is made on this object B, then the profit made on object A will be nearest to. So, on B we are making still profit of, we are making profit of 10% and selling price are still same. Please note, if your cost price was 400, if you want to make 10% profit, your selling price in second instance should be 440 And as per the question, selling price of B and selling price of A should be same. So selling price of A will be 440 also, because it's being sold at same price. Now this is much more than 300, right? So basically the profit of A will further go up, right? So now he's asking us what's the profit percentage. So profit percentage for A now 440 and 300 as the selling price and cost price respectively. Difference of the two 140 by cost price into 100 should give us the answer, which will give us the answer as what? 46.66. So that means approximately my answer will be 47%. That should be the correct answer. Okay. Next one, question number 9. Let's look at this. The minor angle between the hour's hand and minute's hand was observed at 8:48. Now, by the way, we have a formula for finding out the angle. The angle is given as 30 into h minus 11 by 2 into m at h hours and m minutes. The time is h hours and m minutes. The time right now is 8:48. So, theta will be mod of 30 into number of hours minus 11 by 2 into number of minutes. So, when you solve this, 240 and it's 264, which will give us what? 24 degree. So, at 8:48 am, the angle between the hands of the clock was 24 degree. Now, he's asking us the minimum duration in minutes after 8:48 when this angle increases by 50%. So, if this angle has to increase by 50%, so that means the new angle should be 36%. So, if the new angle is to be 36% and little more than, so minimum duration is asking us, right? Basically, little more time than 8:48. At what time will this happen? For that, please note, we could do either use the formula again, or can we notice it like this? For the angle to be 36 degree from 24 degree. So, angle should go up by 12 degree. So, angle should increase by 12 degree. And we note that in a given clock, the relative speed of the hands, minute hand and hour hand is 5.5 degree. So, if the relative speed is 5.5, that is 11 by 2 degree per minute, and the angle should go up by 12 degree. So, time taken should be the distance to be travelled, that is 12 degree, by relative speed. So, that means the time will be nothing but 24 by 11 minutes. So, 24 by 11 minutes after 8:48, this is going to happen, that the angle is going to increase by 50%. That is what is asking us. So, the minimum duration in minutes after 8:48 when this angle is increased by 50% will be 24 by 11 minutes. Option choice A. 10th one, the salaries of 3 friends Sita, Geeta and Meeta S, G and M are initially in the ratio 5:6:7. So, salaries. So, when I say 5:6:7, I may probably take it as 500, 600 and 700 because that is convenient. In the first year, they get salary hikes of 20%, 25%, 20% respectively. So, that means salary 2, let us call this salary 1 initial, salary 2 after the hike. So, this is increasing by 20%, it will become 600, 20% of 500 is 100. It is increasing by 25%, it will increase by 150, it will become 750. And this increasing by 20%, so it will increase by 140, it will become 840 rupees. In the second year, Sita and Meeta, so that means salary after the second increase, so salary 3, salary number 3. In the second year, Sita and Meeta, these two, get salary hikes of 40% and 25%. So, if this increase by 25%, sorry 40%, it will become 840. And this increase by 25%, so 210, it will be 1050. Because 25% of this is 210, 1/4 of this, 1/4 of 840 is 210, it increases, will become 1050. And the salary of Geeta becomes equal to mean salary of the 3 friends. So, Geeta is mean of the 3, please note. So, Geeta's salary will be equal to Sita plus Geeta plus Meeta by 3. So, when you simplify, let us see what does this essentially mean. So, 3G minus G, 2G will be equal to S plus M. So, G will be S plus M by 2. So, basically Geeta is average of Sita and Meeta. So, when you take the average of these two, what is the average of these two? It is 1890. 1890 by 2 will give you 945. So, that will be the salary of Geeta. Now, the question is salary hike of Geeta in the second year. So, basically what is this percentage rise? We have to find out. So, can I say my answer will be, let us observe, how much will this be? It is increasing by what? 195 on 750 into 100. So, this will go, 5 will go 2 times, 5 will go 15 times, 15 will go 13 times, 13 into 2 will make it 26%. So, option choice 4 is going to be the correct answer. Alright. Brishti went on an 8-hour trip in a car. It's a 8-hour long trip. So, time of duration, the duration of the trip is given. Before the trip, the car had travelled a total of x kilometers till then, where x is a whole number and is palindromic. So, the value of x, what do you mean by palindromic? He is explaining that x remains unchanged when its digits are reversed. So, something like 121. At the end of the trip, car had travelled a total of 26862. So, that means whatever the initial reading was x plus the distance travelled now in 8 hours will be equal to 26862. And please note again, it is a palindrome. This number again being palindromic. If Brishti never drove at more than 110 kilometers per hour, so speed of Brishti is never more than 110, that means it is less than or equal to 110 kmph. And the greatest possible average speed at which, then the greatest possible average speed at which he drove during the trip in kmph was. So, we know x is a palindrome. We know 26862, the final result is also a palindrome. Also, whatever the average speed is, so we will say let the average speed be s. Now, can I say that average will also be less than or equal to 110? It can never cross 110 because the speed has never gone beyond 110. So, if the average speed is s, so the distance travelled in 8 hours will be how much? 8 into s. So, that means x plus 8 into s should be equal to 26862. So, that means 8 into s should be equal to 26862 minus x. So, s should be equal to 26862 minus x by 8, and this is going to be our answer. S is our average speed. He is asking us the average speed, the greatest possible value for x. Now, please note, if you want s to be highest possible, the maximum possible, so can I say x should be least possible? So, x should be as low as possible, okay, so as to satisfy the given conditions. So, it should be as low as possible here. So, what can be the value of x? Let us try to understand. So, if we go for some hit and trials here, or we can also go by the options. Let us go by the options. If I put s to be 100, so that means, can I say the value of x will be, please note, if I put s as 100, so x will be how much? Option choice 1. From that, x will be 26862 minus 26862 minus 800. This is going to be what? 26062, which is a palindrome actually, 26062, that is okay. If you go for option choice 2, if I put s as 90, then what will happen? Then x will be equal to 26862 minus, if I put x s as 90, 90 into 8 is 720. So, subtract, it will be what? 26142. Clearly, this is not a palindrome, so we can't take this. And similarly, you can see for the other option choices, 80 if you will put it, 80 into 8 is 640. If you remove 640 from this, the resulting number, will it be a palindrome? Again, it won't be. Let us remove it. So, if you remove 640 from this, see what will happen. So, last 3 digits you will get will be 2, 2 and 2. It is not a palindrome. The initial 2 digits are 2, 6. So, that is also not possible. 110, if you will see, if you will put 110, 880 you need to subtract. So, 26862 minus 880 if you will do, the resulting number again that we get won't be a palindrome. So, that won't be palindrome. Let us check it. So, if you go for 1000, it will be how much? 120, 120, 982, 25982. This is clearly not a palindrome. Okay. So hence there is only one option choice which will satisfy the given condition. And anyways, also one thing that we can probably realize here is, for x to be palindrome, the number that we are subtracting, that is x is what? 26862 minus 8 into s, right? The number that we are subtracting this should be in such a way that, please note, here I should still have something which would give me in reverse order. So here I should have something which will still give me 26. The number is beginning with 26, it should also end with 26, something like that. So for that condition, I can note that s equal to 100 clearly is a value, because when I subtract 800 from this, I get 26062, this value directly. So thus the value of s can be 100 clearly, for 100 it will satisfy for sure. And 100 being one of the highest values clearly will be the answer, because if you think about lower values, so probably something like 50. So if I put 50, so it will be 400. So 400 if you will subtract it, still the last two digits will remain the same, but that won't be the highest value. We are going at lower speeds. But since the question clearly asks greatest possible average speed, answer can only be 100. So this is how we can go by options and get to the answer for this. Next one. 12th one, it says a mixture P is formed by removing a certain amount of coffee from a coffee jar and replacing the same amount with cocoa powder. From this we are removing certain amount of coffee is going out, and replacing the same amount with cocoa powder, same amount. The same amount is again removed from the mixture P and replaced with the same amount of cocoa powder to form a new mixture Q. If the ratio of coffee and cocoa in the mixture Q is 16:9. So mixture Q I am talking about. So coffee by cocoa is given to 16/9. Then the ratio of cocoa in the mixture P, after this is done once, to that in mixture Q is. So we have to find the ratio of the quantity of cocoa in this mixture after we do the process once, and mixture Q after we do the process twice. One thing that we can notice here is, and please note, it's the same amount that is getting replaced every time. So for example, suppose I am removing 500 grams of coffee, mixing with 500 grams of cocoa powder. The first time I get mixture P. Second time also I am removing the same amount, 500 grams of coffee replacing with 500 grams of cocoa powder. So if that is the case, here can I say coffee as a percentage of total weight will be 16 by 16 plus 9, which is 25. It is nothing but 4 by 5 the whole square. So that means, can we notice here that each time the coffee quantity is reduced by 1/5. After you do that process once, it would have reduced by 1/5, only 4/5 would have remained. Now after doing that process once more 1/5 would have gone, only 4/5 would have remained, and thus you get 4/5 whole square. So one thing that I notice here is, from this mixture, for example, if the mixture was on, the original quantity of coffee was 100 kg, we are removing 20% of it. So we are removing 20 kilograms of coffee. So I'll just write that down somewhere. So where did I get this 20% from? From this figure, 4 by 5. So 4 by 5 will remain if 1/5 is removed. What is 1/5? 20%. So if the initial volume was, or the quantity was 100 kg, so that means coffee removed will be 20 kg and cocoa powder added will be 20 kg. So that means after this process, what I get to know is, in that 100 kilograms of the mixture now, 80 kilogram will be coffee and 20 kilogram will be cocoa. Fine. We are repeating this process again. So when we repeat this process again, the quantity of coffee will come down by 20% again. So after the second round, again there will be from 100 kilograms. We are removing 20 kilograms of mixture now. Now in the 20 kilograms of mixture, the coffee and cocoa will be in the ratio 4:1. So that means 16 kilograms coffee will come out only 64 kilogram coffee will remain, and the rest will be all cocoa powder. So that means after the second iteration, this is the quantity of coffee in the mixture, this is the quantity of cocoa powder in the mixture. This is the quantity of coffee in the mixture after the first iteration and quantity of cocoa powder after the first iteration. Now what is he asking us? Ratio of cocoa in the mixture P to the 10 mixture Q. So he's asking us basically ratio of these two. So can I say clearly my answer is 4:9, right? One second. Then the ratio of cocoa in the mixture P, to that in the mixture Q. So sorry. So 20:36 is 5/9, not 4/9. Because 4 will go 5 times, 4 will go 9 times, 5:9 will be option choice 3 here. So we could do it like this.